Everyone out there thinks that true body transformation demands an expensive gym membership, a mountain of costly supplements, or an impossibly perfect rigid routine that takes over your entire life. We're bombarded with images that tell us this. But here's the powerful, liberating truth, based on my own experience. My entire body transformation journey actually began with just a few incredibly simple, yet profoundly impactful habits. These were habits I committed to practicing every single day, right within the comfort of my own home, on my own terms, and completely at my own pace. In this video, I'm going to pull back the curtain and share with you the exact core habits that genuinely changed not only the way I look, but fundamentally altered how I feel and how I live my entire life. No unrealistic hype, no fleeting fad diets. Just real, actionable steps that empowered me to take complete control of my physical body, dramatically boost my energy levels, and profoundly reshape my entire mindset. If you've been feeling incredibly stuck, perpetually tired, or completely overwhelmed by the daunting idea of starting over, then trust me, this video is absolutely made for you. Welcome to FitLife Hub. Let's talk about what transformation really looks like. Where I started. To be completely honest with you, when I truly began this journey, I was consistently tired. I felt a deep sense of being unmotivated, a constant drag on my spirit. Physically, I wasn't in terrible shape by any means, but I was definitely not in a place where I felt proud, strong, or genuinely vibrant. I remember endlessly scrolling through those inspiring, sometimes intimidating, transformation photos on social media, and a familiar thought would always creep into my mind. Good for them, but there's no way I could ever achieve something like that. My inner critic was loud. I completely lacked consistency in my efforts. I didn't feel physically strong, and most importantly, I simply didn't feel like my true, authentic self anymore. There was a profound disconnect between who I knew I could be and who I was showing up as. And then, one quiet morning, something shifted. I looked intently into the mirror, not with a harsh judgment of hate or self-loathing, but with a profound, undeniable clarity. It was a moment of stark realization. I realized, with absolute certainty, that no one was coming to magically push me forward. No one was going to step in and fundamentally change things for me. The impetus, the responsibility, the entire starting point, it had to begin, unequivocally, with me. It wasn't going to be next Monday. It wasn't going to wait for a New Year's resolution. It had to start that very day. That was the moment everything truly began to shift. What I stopped doing. Before I could even begin to build better, more sustainable habits, I had to confront and consciously stop some of the destructive patterns and self-sabotaging behaviors that were relentlessly holding me back. This was a crucial phase of letting go. I stopped trying to be absolutely perfect. This was a huge one. Every single time I perceived a failure, whether it was missing a workout session or eating something slightly off my planned diet, I would completely give up, convinced that the entire effort was ruined. I had to break that debilitating all-or-nothing cycle. I stopped comparing my messy beginning to someone else's polished middle. The internet, social media feeds, they are absolutely saturated with images of perfectly shredded bodies and meticulously polished fitness routines. But that's not where anyone truly starts. That aspirational image is where people ultimately arrive, after countless repetitions, immense sustained effort, and the passage of significant time. My journey was my own, and it needed its own starting point, free from external pressures. I stopped using the excuse, "I'll start when." This was a master procrastinator. I'd tell myself, "I'll start when I miraculously have more time. I'll start when I magically feel completely ready. I'll start when work is finally less stressful." I had to face the stark, uncomfortable truth that elusive perfect day might never ever come. So, I made a powerful decision. I simply started. Even if it wasn't perfect, even if it was just a tiny, manageable 10-minute commitment. Action, no matter how small, became my new non-negotiable. The habits that changed me. Now, let's dive into what I did instead. The simple, yet incredibly effective habits that genuinely worked for me and truly transformed my life. These aren't secrets, but they are powerful. 1. Morning activation. I meticulously crafted a short, non-negotiable routine for myself every single morning. A glass of water, exposure to natural light, a gentle stretch, and then some form of light movement, just as we explored in episode 3 of FitLife Hub. This simple sequence consistently woke up my body, got my blood truly flowing, and profoundly helped me feel like someone who genuinely takes care of themselves, setting a positive tone for the entire day. 2. Daily walks, not primarily to burn fat, but to build rhythm and resilience. I embraced walking in all its forms. Sometimes I walked in complete silence, allowing my thoughts to settle. Other times, I walked with uplifting music, or absorbed valuable insights from a compelling podcast. These walks transcended mere cardio. They organically evolved into my personal form of therapy, a consistent builder of discipline, and an essential tool for decompression from the day's stresses. They became non-negotiable moments of peace and movement. 3. Simplified food preparation without obsession. I completely let go of the exhausting need to meticulously track every single calorie or obsess over macronutrients. My focus became incredibly simple, prioritizing real, whole foods, incorporating more lean protein, adding a vibrant array of colors to my plate through fruits and vegetables, and ensuring I drank plenty of water. It was about less processed foods and more intentional choices. Crucially, there was no room for guilt if I deviated slightly, and absolutely no obsession with perfection. This approach made healthy eating sustainable. 4. A fixed, non-negotiable sleep window. I began to treat sleep with the same reverence and importance as I treated my training sessions. This meant no more mindless scrolling on my phone until 1 a.m. and no more waking up feeling consistently tired, irritable, and angry. My commitment was simple, consistently aiming for 7 to 8 hours of quality, restorative recovery each night. This single habit, often overlooked, made every other aspect of my transformation significantly easier, from controlling cravings and managing my mood to maintaining consistent motivation and energy for my workouts. 5. Acknowledging daily wins, no matter how incredibly small. At the close of each day, I started the practice of deliberately writing down just one small win, one small act of showing up for myself. It could be as seemingly insignificant as drank 2 liters of water today, or completed 20 push-ups, or successfully resisted ordering unhealthy junk food. These seemingly tiny wins, consistently acknowledged, began to build powerful momentum. That momentum, in turn, cultivated an unshakable belief in my own capabilities. And that profound belief genuinely changed everything about my journey and my perception of myself. What transformation actually means. Let's get this straight, right here, right now. True, profound transformation is not exclusively about achieving a shredded six-pack. It's absolutely not just about the number that stares back at you from the bathroom scale. Genuine transformation is a deeply empowering process where you shift from merely reacting to the unpredictable currents of life to consciously and confidently leading your own life with purpose and intention. It's a reclamation of agency. One of the most monumental shifts that occurred for me, perhaps even more significant than the physical changes in my body, was the profound resurgence of my self-confidence. When I was at my heaviest, I was completely unaware of how deeply I had disconnected from my true self. I stopped looking in mirrors, actively avoiding my own reflection. I started making excuses to avoid social outings and opportunities. I would laugh off serious conversations so people wouldn't ask me how I genuinely felt, putting on a brave face. Deep down, I didn't truly believe I deserved more, because I felt I wasn't doing anything to earn it. But every single time I showed up for myself, even if it was just to drink that glass of water, even if it was just for a short, quiet walk, I began to feel a little more in control, a little more grounded. And then, slowly, imperceptibly at first, I started to notice those tiny, tangible changes. My pants began fitting differently. My energy levels lasted significantly longer throughout the day. My sleep profoundly improved. And with each of these small, undeniable pieces of evidence, a powerful realization began to blossom within me. Hey, I'm actually doing this. I'm making progress. And with those consistent, accumulating results, a transformative shift occurred, not just in the physical contours of my body, but in the profound way I saw myself, in my very identity. My confidence didn't magically explode overnight. It returned in beautiful, strengthening layers, one conscious decision at a time, one small, consistent win at a time. Until one truly remarkable day, I looked in the mirror and realized that the version of me who used to hide, the one filled with self-doubt, she simply wasn't there anymore. I wasn't just physically standing taller with better posture. I felt taller, as though I had meticulously built an unshakable foundation right beneath my feet, a bedrock of self-worth and capability. And from that incredibly solid foundation, literally everything else in my life began to improve and elevate. The way I walked, the way I spoke, the way I authentically connected with others, and, most importantly, the way I saw and respected myself. I didn't become some entirely new person. I simply became the truly authentic version of me that had always been there, patiently waiting, buried beneath layers of stress, moments of laziness, endless distractions, and paralyzing doubt. And all of that, every single bit of it, began with a few small, consistent habits, in a quiet room, with no one else watching. If you've been passively waiting for the perfect time to start your own transformation journey, let me tell you, unequivocally, this is it. The perfect time is always now. If you're burdened by the thought that you simply don't have what it takes, or that you're not strong enough, trust me when I tell you, with absolute conviction, that you do. You absolutely possess the inherent capability. You just haven't consistently built the undeniable proof yet, the concrete evidence that shows your brain what you're truly capable of achieving. So, where do you begin? Start small. Start with a simple glass of water. Start with a short, intentional walk. Start by simply showing up for yourself just one more time than you feel the urge to give up. That's where real change ignites. Now I want to hear from you. Drop a comment below and tell me, what single habit are you genuinely ready to commit to, starting right now today? Share your commitment with our community. If this video resonated deeply with you, if it made something truly click in your mind, please give it a big thumbs up and like this video. Your support helps us spread these transformative messages far and wide. And absolutely make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell, because this, my friends, is just the powerful beginning of what we're building together here at FitLife Hub. This is FitLife Hub, and this, truly, is what real sustainable transformation feels like.